Okay, the creator. I was actually looking forward to this one just because Garth Edwards, Rogue One, killed it. Probably the best Star Wars movie since in a long time after the George Lucas saga for sure. And this one had so much promise. There's a lot of cool ideas in here. Of course, it is the same old robots turning into sentient beings, and they are the next stages of evolution. Sure, that is a little overdone, but I thought it looked so good. Like, it looked really good. The tech was inventive, but the story was very lacking. I was really hard trying to follow any character motivations throughout this entire movie. Literally every single one of them. So the main character's motivation, Joshua, is that he just wants to get reunited back with his wife, right? That is the whole thing, and then he goes through this journey with this little girl who is like the leader, the chosen one, the Jesus Christ of the AI race, and she's going to stop the war between the humans and the AIs because LA got nuked, and so they blame the AI. So it's been World War III ever since. Not even World War III. It's just America versus bits of the Pacific. China? I'm not 100%
Parts
sure.
of Asia. I tried to see the map. It didn't look like... It looked more like Indochina than actual China.
First of all, this movie is really, really choppy. Like, it is cut so weird. One moment we're, in the forest, and 13 miles down that way is the ship I need to go to. 3 seconds later, I'm 3 feet away from the ship.
Time and space have no...
Everyone's teleporting in here.
In movies, they really do have trouble with that, but in here, it's really bad.
It's super bad.
And how you... Yeah.
And there's one moment where a character is literally dying, saying, okay, and then a bomb goes off, and then, 10 minutes later, he's just standing there all normal and fine again. I'm like... Did you guys, overlap 2 cuts of the movie and just kind of, merge it together? Because there was a lot of stuff, stuff happened, and then people forgot about it within seconds. And then 30 seconds after that, they go, oh shit, yeah, that thing just happened. And then, bombs go off. So very frustrating throughout the whole movie. I still am not a huge fan of John David Washington, personally, myself. I'm just not good seeing anything. Klansman, yes, okay, there it is. There's a movie, because I was trying to think. In Tenet, I didn't really care. And in here, I don't really care for him. He is obviously the main character. But, remember, the part where he's, first with her on her own or whatever, and he goes, where's Maya? Okay, you don't want... He pulls out the gun. Where's Maya, you little idiot? And then she's, not talking. And then he goes, okay, we'll go see my friend that apparently didn't die in the very beginning. And
he's going to dig it out of you.
Yeah, and dig it out of you. And then all of a sudden, she's lying on his shoulder, and he's like... Fix your cute little hat.
Everyone knew.
Yeah, so I was so confused.
I didn't fall for the dynamic.
All the character motivations, all the arcs went nowhere. And I know where they were going with it, but it did not hit home at all.
Even the nuke in Los Angeles, that kind of said, yeah, it was a mistake in the algorithm. What?
Yeah,
we're gonna go with that?
It was an accident. It was literally a glitch in the system.
We're not going to have some deep conspiracy where they did it just to start a war with the new Asian Republic or whatever. Usually in these movies, there's a decent, perspective for each side to where you can fall for each side. No, the side we were on the whole time, bad. They told us the whole time from the beginning. We're like, okay, so the robot side is actually the just side.
But and
you can't even show us any nuance from your side. It's just fuck them. Let's kill them all. Shoot that puppy if we have to. It's
even some of the AI side seemed a little evil, right? When they were trying to hunt down the little girl, they killed that random robot woman, right? Joshua's friend who went native. Remember how he told him not to go native and he himself went native? They bombed her by getting ice cream or whatever, and they went in there and they're stun her. And got this close to her with the stun thing. I don't care if you have today's technology. If you stun someone this close...
I knew how long it was taking. I knew Joshua was going to show in and kill them all. And I was like, there's no way he's going to take them out by himself, right?
I feel like this movie should have been rated R. 100% should have been rated R. I feel like there was some rated R bits to it because you said you saw something to where she obviously said fuck, but I didn't hear the F word. So obviously, hopefully, there's like a 3-hour rated R cut that makes everything make sense, because this one doesn't. This one doesn't make sense in the slightest. So yeah, I mean, that's pretty much the non-spoiler thing of it. Is just really choppy. Writing's bad.
Hated how willy-nilly that the western side just showed up on the enemy's land whenever they wanted. And it was always a handful of people. It was always like 8 people. And for some reason, 2 or 3 of them could walk around people and never get seen and never get caught. And all they gotta do is put on the traditional hood up and they can go around the whole... We couldn't even walk in mainland China right now without getting caught. And we're talking people coming out of the... And the thing in the sky, like, that's supposed to be the main equalizer.
Light in the sky
they can't shoot that in the future. I don't understand how they couldn't kill that. We could shoot that today right now with our technology. Yeah, we could blow that shit up real fast. And it's not hiding.
Yeah.
And the lights, they just go wherever they want, and even if they wanted to sneak attack, the lights are giving them away. Like in the first scene, you see them coming out of the water. There's huge lasers and shit behind them. I'm like, you guys are being sneaky at all. And I was like, why is it taking so long? Every single time the Americans or Western people showed up on their land, I was like, why aren't they already there meeting them?
Right.
Why does it take 20 minutes for them to find them?
Right. Yeah, really slow pacing. It's just slow
pacing.
Not feel then chop, like chop.
A future world. It didn't feel realistic at all.
And the ending was really rushed. Like, there should have been... The AI should have been on the... what is it called? The Nomad? The giant ship in the sky? There should have been a fuck ton of, like, AI people up there on the ship fighting. But he did it single-handedly, put a bomb on it, and she went Neo on it.
Yeah.
And hacked into the system. Very weird, very choppy. And then all of a sudden, she can't use her powers anymore to open the door. First of all, you were flying a fucking jet like 30 seconds ago, hacking into everything, and then you want the door to open, do your little thing and open the door. But no, we gotta have the main character get his little heaven moment with his Eve, Adam and Eve in the Eden Garden or whatever, or the Garden of Eden. That's what it looked like, he got her and it was sci-fi and it was cool, but you didn't earn that moment, so the moment didn't really land with me at all.
Maya's character was so
in and out.
Barely in, honestly. Right. If you think about it, she was barely in this fucking movie.
A huge part of the story. Also, there's 2 freaking scenes in here that is never explained, where there's 2 animals in here that during the fighting, they randomly help out the main character in the most awkward way possible. And you're like, wait, is the little girl able to manipulate humans too and animals as well? No, they didn't explain that. Literally, there's a scene in there where a grenade is thrown in a building, and then a dog picks it up with his mouth, walks 2 miles per hour, and spits it back out to where it came out, and it blew up, and the good guy got to go away. And there's another part where a monkey blows up a tank, and it just went... Why? We don't know. Why was it in there? We don't know. There's no point to it. And also, I still don't understand why the little girl is helping Joshua. I guess it's because she knows it's her or kind of dad. I'm not 100% sure why she's watching TV. A guy comes in who's obviously not on her side, and all of a sudden just keeps following him and attacking the people, or allowing him to attack the people that are trying to save her.
And I'm not buying this. I'm not buying this connection.
Right.
Do you like him? For the longest time, he never answered him, and then eventually just always answered him. It was so dumb.
All over the place. But like I said, there were parts that I liked, like the tech, the music, scenery, cinematography. Great stuff. And even the story, I feel like there was a great story in here. But the editing and some of the writing was so bad.
I don't understand
crippled
why seeing
potential.
A kid robot was like the most, oh my god, we've never seen this before. I'm like, in a future full of robots where people are half robot, half or completely robot, you don't have one single robot kid, not one.
Yeah, that's the weird part.
And seeing one is like, it's like, oh my god, this kid can't hide from anyone. She's important.
Also,
because it's a kid. Like, can it just be a robot child? I don't know.
So yeah, the scenery, not even some of the action was good, but the tech, the idea, I mean, it was all there, but you got the choppiness of the editing, and then you got the bad writing, and then the motivations weren't there, and then when you had these moments, they didn't grasp you because you didn't earn it, and then by the end, you're like begging it to be over.
Yeah, I was.
And yeah, it's real unfortunate because I was looking forward to it, and Garth Edwards did so good on Rogue One and Godzilla, so it sucks that this is, in my opinion, now a stain on his career. Because it is. Unless the DVD release is 3 hours and it's an hour, or it's a rated R and it explains everything, the monkey, the dog, all of it.
The one thing that bothered me is I kind of like the Vietnam thing where it's like, oh, well, we think they're evil because one guy says it, but we never really got the fake reason why we got into the war, which I was waiting for. I was waiting for some
false flag,
higher reason of trying to take them out, other than your cliche, we're afraid of them, because they obviously don't.
Well, it was an accident bomb.
Yeah, but they obviously don't care about them. I don't know. I wanted some darker conspiracy from the top where it's like, yeah, of course we bombed our own people. And we did it so we can go to war with them and take them out because they're a threat, and simple things like that.
We didn't even get
no, we got bombed, and we genuinely got bombed, and it was our own. It was an accident. It was a genuine accident.
There was a lot of silliness in there. For example, the very beginning where we see robots competing against humans in the Olympics. Are you shitting me? And yeah, it looked like we were in the 1950s.
It really didn't even seem like
60s, and
didn't even seem like the robots had great strength anyways. One was punching and kicking a dude's face, and it just looked like
a normal punch.
A brawl, like a bar,
and a normal
like
kick.
Shouldn't his nose be inside of his face now, especially with that kick? You think the whole face would be squashed.
It should have been rated R. You probably had more tension there, and I don't know what happened.
Odd.
I don't know what happened in the editing room. The only thing that saved me was the cool tech and scenery, honestly.
Scenery is my favorite part.
Writing, characters,
arcs. Some creative music at some parts. It was different. It was a little futuristic techno stuff, but...
Yeah.
And again, it is a cliche thing to, if it's cliche, your obligation as the artist of writing a new thing, because we've seen AI 1,000 times already. It is up to you to make it new.
Right.
This was new in the wrong direction. It was new as in, I've never seen a movie edited like this, really, in this setting, especially for the narrow sci-fi trope that it is, which is very narrow. It's AI, future, humans versus
Terminator.
AI. Everyone's done it 1,000 times, and we had a new thing where it's like, oh, well, it's kind of like a Vietnam entanglement. Is there a false flag thing? Is there this? Is there that? There was definitely a good base for a decent new story.
The pull for the main character was his wife, and his wife was not in it.
And I'm sick of this. And it's not just a Logan thing, but it's the Logan effect where it's like, oh, this guy doesn't want this kid, but grows to love the kid, grows to care for the kid. The adult dies. The kid loves him, but hated him at first. Sick of it.
But we didn't even see that connection at all. We didn't even see.
We're just supposed
why
to
did they
assume,
love each other?
Yeah. And I was like, I know it's the kid. I know it's his kid. And they fit it in. Yeah, genetically, it's kind of your kid. I'm like, no.
Weirdly, yes. And then there's a part in here where what's his name, Harun, whatever, was like, like it or not, you're one of us now. And he's just crying at the screen. Quick cut, and now we're going somewhere else. He's not crying anymore. He's with the little girl.
Everyone's crying their ass off in this movie, if you think about it.
Okay, I will say this: that little girl is a better actor than 90% of actors I see on screen in movies these days. That little girl, she can't be more than 6-7 years old, and she killed it. She absolutely killed it with her acting, her crying. Absolutely amazing. So, good for her, and I heard this is her first movie, so the only person that's getting a good double thumbs up in this movie is this little girl actor. So she killed it for sure. But other than that, it is what it is. But anyways, guys, that was our review for The Creator, and we'll see you guys in the next one.